The world is going through tough times, and thank God we in the UAE are lucky. The UAE is faring well, all thanks to the early efforts and measures in place to face this virus.
الدواء والغذاء هذا خط أحمر لدولة الإمارات. عندنا القدرة على تأمين الدواء والغذاء إلى لا نهاية.
Police and medics have joined forces in Abu Dhabi to offer free COVID-19 tests at the homes of residents to boost efforts to drive down infection rates in the Emirate. The healthcare sector has launched a mobile coronavirus screening centre to support the government's efforts in preventing the spread of the virus. The Ministry of Interior has successfully completed trials on K9 police dogs in enhancing its preventative and precautionary measures and efforts aimed at curbing the spread of COVID-19. New technologies were used by the police forces in the UAE, promoting the community's safety and security, such as smart helmets that can scan the temperatures of hundreds of people every minute, and launching drones to monitor gatherings and disseminate warnings asking the public to stay home. With Ramadan beginning April 23rd, the UAE's COVID-19 military, medical, civil defence programme involved a campaign that closed and disinfected mosques and Islamic facilities. The healthcare sector opened 14 drive-through testing facilities for COVID-19 and tested within 5 minutes. The national screening programme expanded free COVID-19 testing in densely populated residential complexes across the capital. The Ministry of Health and Prevention and the healthcare sector created a hotline call centre for COVID-19 emergencies. The healthcare sector has launched a new innovative smartphone app, Trace COVID, which allows users to keep track of COVID-19 cases and curb its spread. The healthcare sector has launched new features for its website for COVID-19 to comprehensively showcase the real-time COVID-19 outbreak for the public. The healthcare sector launched platforms to support virus-related research. The National Registry for COVID-19 platform will facilitate scientific discoveries and provide real-time virus updates. All healthcare facilities and institutions for higher education in the UAE that are conducting research related to COVID-19 can share their research via the National Registry for COVID-19 available on DOH's website. The Higher National Committee for Regulating Volunteering During Crisis created the UAE Volunteers Campaign. The current campaign objectives include attracting experienced and skilled medical personnel spanning these specializations, general practitioners, psychologists, nurses, retired physicians of all specializations, students from various medical specializations, and any individuals with a certificate in first aid or emergency response. The campaign has attracted 16,502 field and online volunteers from 126 nationalities. National Disinfection Programme, which entails a complete sterilisation of all public utilities, public transport and metro services. During this period, the movement of traffic and the public was restricted. The two ministries also called upon the community members to follow instructions during the sanitisation time for their safety and in compliance with the precautionary measures taken by the UAE. The permit allowed citizens and residents in all Emirates to step out for essential work without facing penalties during the restricted hours. The current success of controlling the spread of COVID-19 within the UAE was a result of the speed with which the UAE leadership had responded to control the coronavirus outbreak. Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, the UAE leaders adopted a proactive approach to prepare for the pandemic and its possible consequences. Several on-site and online meetings were held between the UAE government leaders to ensure the implementation of the appropriate response plans on different sectors within the country. The UAE is among the most successful nations in the region in addressing the COVID-19 challenge, both in terms of the number of individuals who have been examined and the potential and resources boasted by the country in this regard. On the challenges faced by several world countries, especially in these hard times, is related to food and medical supplies. The efforts of our wise leadership is the reason behind the successes we have had thus far in confronting the COVID-19 pandemic.
أنا سمعت كثير من المقيمين في السوشيال ميديا يغنون النشيد الوطني. والله يا أهلي أني لما سمعتكم تغنون النشيد الوطني الإماراتي دمعة عيني نزلت. نحن مو بعايشين عشان اليوم بس وباكر، نحن عايشين نأمن أحفادنا مش إلا أولادنا. أمانة هاي في رقابنا، ولا تشلون هم.